It is kind of crazy that
Yeah.
I, being your former kindergarten teacher, we now text each other.
Yeah. We're Facebook official. I had Miss Iacovelli in 8th grade in 2014-15, and we reconnected after high school, and we've talked a lot just before I started teaching.
And then one day, I looked across the hall, and there was Elle as a guest teacher, and we kind of ran into each other's arms.
I knew Mrs. Carlson at the time when she was Miss Ramel, and she was my 3rd grade teacher at Ivy Hill.
Yes, and Alyssa was my fabulous student.
Mrs. Scott was my kindergarten teacher at Windsor. I remember that Mrs. Scott made me want to be at school. Kindergarten is a scary transition for sure, but Mrs. Scott made it a place that I wanted to be.
Well, I'm happy about that. Kindergarten can also be a little scary when you're the teacher.
I remember that she was always excited to be at school. She gave the best hugs. She was so funny. She was making everyone laugh. And I just remember loving coming to her classroom every day.
Very organized, yes, very wise beyond your years, very mature, so much fun, so sweet. And when I found out that you were teaching in this district, I was so thrilled for you and for Arlington Heights, because I was like, oh my gosh, we're very lucky to have you.
Well, when I went to college, I talked a lot just with other teachers because that was what we were going into, is education, and reflecting on the grades that all of us liked or disliked, or times that we liked as students. And everyone always says middle school was the worst, like, oh, it was so cringy and so awkward. But I have always said I loved South. I loved my experience at South. I loved my teachers at South. Like, I can't think of a single teacher I didn't like at South. And it's a unique experience in the grand scheme of things that people loved the middle school experience. And I still tell my students every day, I'm like, you're going to middle school, it's awesome. You know, we visited Thomas and they're like nervous and teary. I'm like, well, it's gonna be awesome. Everyone takes care of you. So I just thank you and the rest of South for an experience that I still remember and talk about.
That makes me cry, because Elle was always such a special student. I think as teachers, like, people don't understand. We go home at night and we worry about them. We call their parents. We think about what we can do for them the next day. And they're part of our souls. So to hear that I meant anything to Elle is really special.
I'll say that I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy you're here. When I found out you were teaching here, I think I said this earlier, I was just so thrilled because I knew you would be happy here, but I knew that you would just be amazing at whatever you chose to do, and love that you decided to be a teacher, and it's really cool.
I just want to say thank you, because you are one of the huge reasons that I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to grow up and be just like you.
You will be better.
So I just want to thank you for making learning fun and continuing to. And I'm so happy that you're still here and that I get to connect with you.
So happy to. Very cool.
Well, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Just seem like a natural in the classroom and just relaxed. And I think that's so important in our time of stress in our world, that kids come in here and just feel so comfortable and so relaxed and happy. What more? I think their kids are available for learning when they're safe and when they're happy. So you've given them that environment. So
Thank you.
Proud of you.
Thank you. And I think I have to say, for you, it's one thing to always have like these role models, you know, that you look up to and that you hold to like such a high standard, and then to become friends with them and to then have them as a mentor. I couldn't thank you enough for everything that you've done for me as a child, but also now as a friend. It means so much to me.
Good. It's fun. It's really a fun relationship.